Hey, welcome back to Bobb-z Callahan's Word of Advice. And in this video, I'm going to talk about another thing which I would suggest all drivers should not do while they're driving. Kind of like the last video when I talked about not getting distracted. In this video, I wanted to talk about how I would suggest we not drink and drive. And I think everybody out there knows what I mean by that. Do not drink alcohol and then go operate a vehicle. The reason I wanted to talk about this topic is because while I know there are people in the world who understand this, they drive only when they're sober. There are other people out there who like to drink alcohol for whatever reason it might be, whether we're drinking alcohol at a party or just going out to get drunk for the heck of it. There are some people who go out, they drink a lot of alcohol, and then right after they're done, they go drive a car. If I were to suggest which way to go, I would seriously recommend that you avoid operating a vehicle after you drink alcohol. And the reason is because when you have too much alcohol in your system, and whether you are drunk or buzzed, either way, your senses are impaired, and you are not able to do anything as well as you can when you are sober. Over the years, there have been plenty of people who have been killed by drunk drivers, and it's really a shame. You know, people talk about this in school, they talk about it in driving school, and while some people choose the right thing by staying sober and driving, there are some people who do a very wrong thing by getting drunk and then going to operate a vehicle. I don't want to sound like I'm taking a side and condemning anyone who does this, but in my opinion, to put in my word of advice video, I would say it is very wrong to be drunk or buzzed even, and then go operate a vehicle, which increases the likelihood that you can make a wrong move on the road and possibly kill somebody because your senses were impaired and you weren't able to control your car the way you could when you're sober. Yeah, sure, the world may think it's a cool thing to do. Some of the world may think it's a cool thing to do by getting drunk and then going to drive. But is it really cool to hear stories about people who get killed or very seriously injured because of a drunk driver? Does that sound cool to anybody? If you ask me, I would say it does not sound cool at all. If there is any case where you know somebody who is drunk and they want to operate a vehicle, please stop them from getting into a car and driving, whether they're buzzed or really drunk. Please stop somebody from doing that. You could save a life, or maybe you could even save 3 or 5 or 10 lives by stopping somebody who wants to go out and drive after they've been drinking a lot. Or if you, for example, are planning to have a lot of beer, then please be sure that you have somebody else with you who is going to take you home and is completely sober. whatever the circumstance, do not allow somebody who is buzzed or drunk to get behind the wheel of a car and start driving. It is not worth it, and it never will be worth it. I am not a drinker, and I am not opposed to living a sober life. I love being a person who is sober. Now, if you are somebody who drinks, that is your decision to drink. I cannot stop you from drinking beer. In the end, I also can't stop you from putting into action the advice that I've been talking about in this video. But would I seriously recommend that you stop somebody or stop yourself from driving a vehicle if you're drunk or somebody else is drunk? Yeah, I would recommend that you prevent that from happening. Only sober drivers should be driving on the road. People who are drunk should not be driving. Kind of to wrap up this video, as I said, do not drink and drive. Whether it's you or somebody else, whether somebody or yourself is buzzed or really drunk, do not allow yourself, if you're in that case, and don't allow somebody else in that case to drive a car. It's never been worth it, and it never will be worth it. And it's not cool to be drunk and driving. I hope everything I've been talking about in this video will come in handy. If you ever see the circumstance where somebody is about to drive drunk, please stop them. And as for you, please, don't be drunk and drive. Make smart decisions in this case, and come back for another word of advice video.